Satan-Iblis. Chapter. Beginning of Creation. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 491. Narrated Abu Huraira. Allah's apostle said, "During your sleep, Satan knots 3 knots at the back of the head of each of you, and he breathes the following words at each knot: the night is long, so keep on sleeping. If that person wakes up and celebrates the praises of Allah, then 1 knot is undone, and when he performs ablution the 2nd knot is undone, and when he prays, all the knots are undone. And he gets up in the morning lively and gay, otherwise he gets up dull and gloomy." Quotes. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 492. Narrated Abdullah. It was mentioned before the Prophet that there was a man who slept the night till morning after sunrise. The Prophet said, "He is a man in whose ears or ear Satan had urinated." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 493. Narrated Ibn Abbas. The Prophet said, "If any one of you, when having sexual relation with his wife, say in the name of Allah, 'O Allah, protect us from Satan and prevent Satan from approaching our offspring you are going to give us,' and if he begets a child as a result of that relation Satan will not harm it." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 494. Narrated Ibn Umar. Allah's apostle said, "When the upper edge of the sun appears in the morning, don't perform a prayer till the sun appears in full, and when the lower edge of the sun sets, don't perform a prayer till it sets completely. And you should not seek to pray at sunrise or sunset, for the sun rises between 2 sides of the head of the devil or Satan." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 495. Narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. The Prophet said, "If while you are praying, somebody intends to pass in front of you, prevent him. And should he insist, prevent him again. And if he insists again, fight with him, that is, prevent him violently, for example, pushing him violently, because such a person is like a devil." Narrated Muhammad bin Sir and Abu Huraira said, "Allah's apostle put me in charge of the zakat of Ramadan. That is zakat al-fitr. Someone came to me and started scooping some of the foodstuff of zakat with both hands. I caught him and told him that I would take him to Allah's apostle." Then Abu Huraira told the whole narration and added The thief said, "Whenever you go to your bed, recite the verse of Al-Kursi 2.255, for then a guardian from Allah will be guarding you, and Satan will not approach you till dawn." And that the Prophet said, "He told you the truth, though he is a liar." And he, the thief himself, was the Satan. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 496. Narrated Abu Huraira. Allah's apostle said, "Satan comes to one of you and says, 'Who created so and so?' till he says, 'Who has created your Lord?' So, when he inspires such a question, one should seek refuge with Allah and give up such thoughts." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 498. Narrated Ubay bin Ka'b. That he heard Allah's apostle saying, "The Prophet Moses said to his attendant, 'Bring us our early meal.'" 18.62. The latter said, "Did you remember when we betook ourselves to the rock? I indeed forgot the fish, and none but Satan made me forget to remember it." 18.63. Moses did not feel tired till he had crossed the place which Allah ordered him to go to. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 499. Narrated Abdullah bin Umar. I saw Allah's apostle pointing towards the east saying, Lo! Afflictions will verily emerge hence. Afflictions will verily emerge hence where the sight of the head of Satan appears. Quotes. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 501. Narrated Safiya bint Hayy. While Allah's apostle was in itikaf, I called on him at night, and having had a talk with him, I got up to depart. He got up also to accompany me to my dwelling place, which was then in the house of Usama bin Zayd. Two Ansari men passed by, and when they saw the Prophet they hastened away. The Prophet said to them, "Don't hurry. It is Safiya, the daughter of Hayy, that is my wife." They said, "Glorified be Allah. O Allah's apostle, how dare we suspect you?" He said, "Satan circulates in the human mind as blood circulates in it. And I was afraid that Satan might throw an evil thought or something into your hearts." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 502. Narrated Sulaiman bin Surd. While I was sitting in the company of the Prophet, two men abused each other, and the face of one of them became red with anger, and his jugular veins swelled, that is, he became furious. And that the Prophet said, "I know a word, the saying of which will cause him to relax, if he does say it. If he says, 'I seek refuge with Allah from Satan,' then all his anger will go away." Somebody said to him, "The Prophet has said, 'Seek refuge with Allah from Satan.'" The angry man said, "Am I mad?" Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 503. Narrated Ibn Abbas. The Prophet said, "If any one of you, on having sexual relation with his wife, says, 'O Allah, protect me from Satan, and prevent Satan from approaching the offspring you are going to give me,' and if it happens that the lady conceives a child, Satan will neither harm it nor be given power over it." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 504. Narrated Abu Huraira. The Prophet offered a prayer, and after finishing he said, "Satan came in front of me trying persistently to divert my attention from the prayer, but Allah gave me the strength to overpower him." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 505. Narrated Abu Huraira. The Prophet said, "When the call for the prayer is pronounced, Satan takes to his heels, passing wind with noise. When the call for the prayer is finished, he comes back. And when the Iqamah is pronounced, he again takes to his heels, and after its completion, he returns again to interfere between the praying person and his heart, saying to him, 'Remember this or that thing,' till the person forgets whether he has offered 3 or 4 rakat. So if one forgets whether he has prayed 3 or 4 rakati, he should perform 2 prostrations of sahwi, that is forgetfulness." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 506. Narrated Abu Huraira. The Prophet said, "When any human being is born, Satan touches him at both sides of the body with his 2 fingers, except Jesus, the son of Mary, whom Satan tried to touch but failed, for he touched the placenta cover instead." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 507. Narrated Alqamah. I went to Sham and asked, "Who is here?" The people said, "Abu Darda." Abu Darda said, "Is the person whom Allah has protected against Satan, as Allah's apostle said amongst you." The sub-narrator, Ma'ira, said that the person who was given Allah's refuge through the tongue of the Prophet was Ammar bin Yasir. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 509. Narrated Abu Huraira. The Prophet said, "Yawning is from Satan, and if any one of you yawns, he should check his yawning as much as possible, for if any one of you during the act of yawning should say, "Ha!" Satan will laugh at him. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 510. Narrated Aisha. On the day of the Battle of Uhud, when the pagans were defeated, Satan shouted, "O slaves of Allah! Beware of the forces at your back," and on that the Muslims of the front files fought with the Muslims of the back files thinking they were pagans. Hudayfa looked back to see his father, Al-Yaman, being attacked by the Muslims. He shouted, "O Allah's slaves! My father! My father!" By Allah, they did not stop till they killed him. Hudayfa said, "May Allah forgive you." Urwa said that Hudayfa continued to do good, invoking Allah to forgive the killer of his father till he met Allah, that is, died. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 511. Narrated Aisha. I asked the Prophet about one's looking here and there during the prayer. He replied, "It is what Satan steals from the prayer of any one of you." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 513. Narrated Abu Qatada. The Prophet said, "A good dream is from Allah, and a bad or evil dream is from Satan. So if any one of you has a bad dream of which he gets afraid, he should spit on his left city and should seek refuge with Allah from its evil, for then it will not harm him." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 514. Narrated Abu Huraira. Allah's apostle said, "If one says 100 times in one day, 'None has the right to be worshipped but Allah, the alone who has no partners, to him belongs dominion and to him belong all the praises, and he has power over all things, that is omnipotent,' one will get the reward of manumitting 10 slaves, and 100 good deeds will be written in his account, and 100 bad deeds will be wiped off or erased from his account. And on that day he will be protected from the morning till evening from Satan, and nobody will be superior to him except one who has done more than that which he has done." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 515. Narrated Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas. Once Umar asked the leave to see Allah's apostle, in whose company there were some Qurayshi women who were talking to him and asking him for more financial support, raising their voices. When Umar asked permission to enter, the women got up quickly, hurrying to screen themselves. When Allah's apostle admitted Umar, Allah's apostle was smiling. Umar asked, "O Allah's apostle, may Allah keep you gay always." Allah's apostle said, "I am astonished at these women who were with me. As soon as they heard your voice, they hastened to screen themselves." Umar said, "O Allah's apostle, you have more right to be feared by them." Then he addressed those women saying, "O enemies of your own souls, do you fear me and not Allah's apostle?" They replied, "Yes, for you are a fearful and fierce man as compared with Allah's apostle." On that Allah's apostle said to Umar, "By him in whose hands my life is, whenever Satan sees you taking a path, he follows a path other than yours." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 516. Narrated Abu Huraira. The Prophet said, "If any one of you rouses from sleep and performs the ablution, he should wash his nose by putting water in it and then blowing it out thrice, because Satan has stayed in the upper part of his nose all the night." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 521. Narrated Uqba bin Umar and Abu Mazad. Allah's apostle pointed with his hand towards Yemen and said, "True belief is Yemenite yonder," that is, the Yemenite had true belief and embraced Islam readily. But sternness and mercilessness are the qualities of those who are busy with their camels and pay no attention to the religion where the two sides of the head of Satan will appear. Such qualities belong to the tribe of Rabia and Mudar. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 522. Narrated Abu Huraira. The Prophet said, "When you hear the crowing of cocks, ask for Allah's blessings, for their crowing indicates that they have seen an angel. And when you hear the braying of donkeys, seek refuge with Allah from Satan, for their braying indicates that they have seen a Satan."